thank you so much. It means a lot to meet you in person. I will try and just be one silly girl who's trying to ask a lot of curious questions.
You're absorbing yourself a lot of things.
And I will start with the lovely scarf. You have all the rivers on you. You're wearing.
The map has only rivers and no states. That's a very significant statement, because states were made by us. Rivers flow without those kind of boundaries. It's geography. Geography is different, political borders are different. Within the country, we must definitely recognize that. Someday we must recognize that globally also.
It's a need. For me, at the time that I am in, we're a generation of Twitter and Insta where one sentence describes everything.
I also tweet.
Yeah. We are driven by it. That's where the world starts and ends for us. In that context, if I were to ask you if you have to summarize Rally for Rivers in just one line.
You can't get anything more than a line.
Seems like that. That's what the study says. You have the attention span from 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
If you don't rally for what truly matters, you're no good.
Perfect. Sadhguru, in the statement or in your talks, you've always said all the states that you're rallying through, all the chief ministers are bought in, all the prime ministers.
I don't say bought in, what is that?
I mean, in terms of their input, the supporting.
Yeah, bought in means…
Oh, no. In terms of they are in support for the cause, they are supportive, the centre looks supportive, that's what we've been hearing from you. What magic did you do? I mean, if everybody who are in support of it, why is it needing a rally for us to make this happen?
Like someone said, one man's engineering is another man's magic, or one man's magic is another man's engineering. Let's say 500 years ago, if I gave you a cell phone, which is your constant companion, and I took your picture and showed it to you, would that be magic or no? But it's engineering, isn't it? So, there's no magic. It's just that there's not even a science, it's just sense. And that sense, unfortunately, is missing for a long time. When I was in Puducherry, the Chief Minister, Sri Swami, said, Sadhguru, 25 years ago, we had almost a similar policy, what you're talking now. Experts prepared it, we were all in agreement with it, but we just could not get the concurrence from the states. So I want you to understand, that's been one of the biggest hurdles. You cannot get concurrence from the states because they're all run by different political parties. But today, we've crossed that hurdle quite effortlessly, and concurrence is absolute from the states. Not only concurrence, many states are vouching that even if the centre does not pass the policy, before they pass the policy, we will implement it. Right. The Chief Minister is openly saying, Sadhguru, before the centre passes the policy, we will be the first state who will implement. Now, some people from Telangana are saying, we will implement it before Andhra Pradesh.
Right.
I like this competition.
Healthy
This is wonderful. Yes, this is wonderful. And already these two states are not even a problem because already they've taken steps in the direction. So there is concurrence, which is significant. In the last 70 years, we've not been able to get concurrence on anything from all the states. For the first time, for one cause, towards one direction, all of them are in concurrence across the spectrum of political parties. Once this is achieved, the next thing is only… policy itself is just… my effort is just to marry science and politics together. That we will do, that's not a big problem. The next thing is, because it's a long gestation period policy, it's not an election winning policy. To what extent will the centre and the states implement? This is why we are trying to get these missed calls. This missed call is a way for you and every other person who claims to be younger than me, you don't know how young I am. So, this is a challenge for all of us to prove whether we are responsible citizens in this nation or are we just a flaky stuff who sit in tea shops, coffee shops, in our comfort of our homes and comment, give a commentary on the governments and the nation, how it is run. But when it comes to expressing our responsibility, we are not responsible. But fortunately, crores of people are already responding, and the wonderful thing is, people, rural masses are responding. They understand because they know the pain of this. Urban youth must understand this. Water doesn't come from a tap. I'm just giving you some piece of information, okay?
Of course, please.
No, because we've done some kind of a rough survey and we find over 80% of population below 20 years of age has not seen a river in their life. How's that for you? Have you seen one?
I did.
When did you?
My mom
No,
ensured
not
I
on the
did.
phone, but
No,
I'm saying real one.
I'm not that young too, sir.
Hey, you don't have to make a confession. So, most people have seen a river only online. They have not seen the real ones. So it's time that the youth stand up and express that we are a responsible generation. If something is truly needed, we'll stand up and make it happen. Stand up and make it happen is not even difficult.
Yeah.
Just a missed call, because anyway you're in love with your phone. You look at your phone more often than you look at your mother, father, husband, wife, child, anybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Phone is the dearest companion right now. So I'm saying look at it once again and express your responsibility, because as a democracy or being a democracy, this is what it means. That it is not a spectator sport, it is a participatory sport. And once in 5 years I vote it, that's not the only thing. We have to tell the governments what is it that matters to us. So this is an opportunity for you. This call, this missed call actually costs 3 paisa. But I'm mopping up the 3 paisa for you. I'm paying the 3 paisa so that it's free for you. So, if you do not even do this simple act of calling, making a missed call which takes you 5 seconds, this shows we are an irresponsible population. We have no right to comment about anybody, isn't it? So, we must understand the political class are not our leaders, they are not our rulers, they are only our representatives. We are the people who elected them and made them our representatives. If our representatives have to act in the long-term well-being of this nation, it's very important we as citizenry must express our responsibility. Only then this is going to work.
I'll have to say, I did, and I know my entire circle, I know 8009, did you dial? There are instances where we're like, हाँ chestano, I'll do it in the evening, I pick up the phone and do. My question to you is, I get up in the morning, I go to work, I come back and I sleep. Beach mein somebody said, give a missed call, it's a good cause, I did. But are there two things that, as general normal people on earth that I should do for concern for the place that we live in? Just as a concern, two practical things that I should do on a day-to-day basis.
I always refuse to advise people because everybody is being given a few brain cells, though they may not be using all of them. All that is needed for you is, as a human being, this is what being human means. See, the fundamental difference between yourself as a human being and every other creature on the planet is not in activity. Whatever you do, they also do. Birds are also tweeting, insects are also eating, animals are also sleeping. You said, I go, I work, I come and sleep. All these things every other creature is doing. Only thing is, we can do this simple activity of life consciously. That's a big difference, isn't it? So that's a difference only if you're doing it consciously. If you're doing it compulsively, there's actually no difference. So I'm saying you're wasting all the entire effort of the evolutionary process to evolve you from a single-celled amoeba to this point, with such a big brain and such a complex neurological process, all is wasted because you're still trying to do it like a grasshopper. Hop around in the morning, do your work, get your food, go to sleep. This is a grasshopper.
What's the difference?
But, but the grasshopper does it in an eco-friendly way. That's the important thing. Whatever you can do, you will do. I don't want to do anything more than what you can do. But in our lives, if we do not do what we cannot do, it's not a problem. But if we do not do what we can do, we're a disaster. I just want to make sure the youth of this nation are not a disaster. Everything that they can do, they must do. I will not tell them what they should do. If they want to work with me, they're most welcome. But I will not tell them what to do, because the important thing is you're conscious of this. This is what being human means. You're conscious of this. If you are conscious of this, according to your intelligence, you will do the best that you can do. I trust you on that one. If you're truly conscious, you will do your best. I just want you to do your best. You don't have to do what I do. Not necessarily. But you must do your best. If you do anything less than your best, you are half a life, you're not a full life. Don't be half a life. Become a full-fledged life, it's wonderful.
You said a very strong statement, putting a lot of responsibility. I asked a very simple question, but Sadhguru, tell me this, we've started…
You can either live like a simpleton, or you can make the simple things very profound, because the only wealth that you're truly going to have in your life is the profoundness of your experience, isn't it? Rest of the wealth is just trash. You will either know this on the day you die, or if you know it now, you live sensibly.
It feels nice that I don't have to do much. I'm giving homage to what somebody is doing. The
I'm a nice guy.
You are definitely a nice guy. I give it to you. Definitely are a nice guy. But tell me this, rivers, Rally for Rivers, or protecting the rivers, has a lot of dependencies in terms of there's soil mining, there's land acquisitions, and there's industries on the beds of the rivers. So a part of the stakeholders who will be impacted are also a part of the decision makers. And we're talking about a long-term goal, 10 years, 15 years. Will it not get tricky?
Many complexities in execution. If you are that kind of person, you give a missed call and then you look at Godavari, has it come up or not? It doesn't come up like this is not an online river.
Okay. It's not a click away.
Yes. This is not an online river, this is a natural process. If we have to turn it around, there are many things to do. All stakeholders must benefit. This is how I'm looking at it. When I say all stakeholders, the first stakeholder is the river. River must benefit, river flows must increase, that is the benefit for the river. All life which lives off the river, they must benefit. Farmers must benefit. Larger community like you and me living in cities, we must benefit. And the governments and administrations must benefit in terms of tax and whatever else happens, revenues, they must benefit in a sustainable way. This is a fundamental principle you must understand, young people in your life, is whether it's a marketplace or marriage, unless both the parties benefit, nothing will sustain. Yes, sir? Both should benefit, only then it'll work. Only I'm benefiting, you're going to quit. Only you're benefiting, I'm going to quit, isn't it? Both should benefit, only then it'll work. So this is how the policy is structured. I won't take everything, it's too complex a policy to discuss like this, but you mentioned sand mining. In the policy, we are inculcating this one aspect. Everybody, wherever I go, this sand mining has got on the journalists big time. In every state I go, inevitably they're talking about sand mining. It is not such a complex problem. You don't understand the complexity of rivers going down is a much more complex and difficult problem to handle than sand mining. You're talking sand mining because some of the sand miners have gotten elected. They have the money, all right? So that doesn't mean entire country is sand mining. Solution is this. In the policy, we are asking for anything over 3,000 square feet. 3,000 square feet or below, domestic, can be built with river sand. But if you are doing any larger building or infrastructure and stuff, you must use yam sand. But you must give 18 months' time for industry to catch up. Suddenly you ban one thing, tomorrow construction industry collapses, so they will somehow bribe somebody and anyway mine Godavari or Krishna or Kaveri. See, I'm saying policy has to be pro-people. Now construction industry is not against you. Only because they built all this, you're sitting in a comfortable building and talking. Now I've built my house. When you start building your house, I say sand mining should stop. Okay? What will you do? You will also say yes, yes, yes in front of me in the night. You'll take your truck and just one load, you'll go and build. This is how we're running the nation. This is not the way to run the nation. I'm saying first implement the solution, then take the problem out. Okay? Now if you make this law, when the demand for sand disappears, who is going to go and mine the sand? It's a phenomenal demand and there are enterprising people. Don't kill their enterprise. Redirect their enterprise into a more productive, law-abiding kind of enterprise. Right now, if you do not give legal avenues for people's enterprise, they will find ways to express their enterprise in ways beyond the law. That's all they're doing. I want you to understand, they're just running a business. You call it sand smuggling, sand mining, they're running a business. There is somebody to buy, there is a market. So they're providing the market. I'm saying, provide an alternative for the market and then take this down. It will easily go down. We are not having a comprehensive policy like that, we're just simply playing with it every day. Like this for every issue that you will raise or you will not raise today, every issue which bothers your mind, we have thought through as much as possible and offered solution-based policy, not going on hyping the problems. What is the point? See, if human intelligence works towards solutions, if you find solutions for the existing problems, we want that kind of intelligence. There are certain people who think they are very intelligent because they find a problem in every solution. No, such people should be put aside in this nation because this nation is problem-ridden right now. We need people to use their brains to find solutions, not use their brains to go on inventing new problems.
I think that answers a lot of questions otherwise that I've asked. On that note, this is Arjya Akela signing off with the man himself, Sadguru. Thank you so much for your time. Sir, I can't stop saying it's a privilege talking to you. You are amazing. You're amazing. It gives a lot of strength.